Yeah, there.
And we're
Why
live.
is not?
Hello, welcome to Failing to Read the News, episode 10. We're having the chat. We have Mysterious Unknown Box and Urbana Fox. Oh, fuck. Forgot to mute the fucking stream.
Do it all the time, dude. I do it all the time.
Oh, better get the depressing stuff out of the way first, then. Elwar stabbing. I think it's called Boy Dies after chase. So there's another fucking stabbing in London again. A teenage boy has been stabbed by a group of men who chased him and then attacked him in West London. I'm not a fucking Welshman. A teenage boy was stabbed to death by a group of men who chased him and then attacked him in West London. The men pulled up in a vessel near Sion Park, fucking knows, and chased the 17-year-old boy before catching him and stabbing, the police said. The boy, who had been with a group of other people, was found injured inside a block of flats in Union Lane at about 10:30 p.m. on Saturday or Friday. Fucking hell. Officers gave first aid at the scene, but he died at the scene. No one was arrested. Met Police are staying a murder investigation, but officers said they were keeping an open mind about the motive.
Keeping an open mind. Translation: they don't know.
Once they don't know, why would they know? Why would they'd rather arrest people for fucking memes on the internet than actually deal with stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Post-mortem tests and a formal identification are due to be held later. A 6 and 60 order granting police increased stop and search powers across this area is in place. Well, I'm glad they brought that back because Sadiq can't actually because he stopped that. Banner Fox is Blind Girl and Pumpkin Chucker. That's who's on today.
Hello, Urbana.
And people actually said, like, oh, well, please bring this back because it was even like black people said, please bring it back because like a lot of them are dying and stuff. So, yeah.
England is the perfect example of what happens when you ban guns. It doesn't really stop anything. It just makes people stab people.
London especially.
And then when they start banning knives, they go after trucks.
Or they use forks.
Or needle-nose pliers.
Or hammers.
Well, London has a higher murder rate than New York. What does that tell you?
You guys need guns. That's what it tells us. You need more guns.
A couple who called the police said there was blood everywhere. The 35-year-old woman who did not want to be identified said the teenager was still alive when she and her husband saw him. There was someone else trying to help checking his pulse. He was responding but couldn't speak, she said. Second witness said the teenager was assaulted by two people, one wearing a mask. Don't worry. At least someone's happy. It was one guy.
Oh no, Urbana, not the sporks.
No, it's the spoons that they're after.
Anything but the spork, yeah.
Second witness said the teenager was assaulted by two police, one wearing a mask. It was one guy who was massive, but fucking hell. Hello, Cryptic.
Hey, Cryptic.
Massive mask on his face and one small guy. They were kicking him, but it was dark. It was hard to see exactly what was going on. Foreign saw two males running for their lives around the incident. Around the time of the incident, she said, I heard a lot of people said there was 7 police cars and 2 vans. Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, described the teenager's death as heartbreaking. This is a 17-year-old boy who has lost his life because of a knife attack, he said. My thoughts and prayers, as I'm sure those are all under the family. There have been 28 deaths classed as homicides this year in London. Fucking hell.
Yeah, considering how small it is, they really do need guns because anybody that comes up to stab you is going to run away when you pull out a gun.
Well, London isn't that small. London has a population of 8 million. The population of London's larger than Scotland. Alan says, and guess which demographics is most likely to be stabbing in the other demographics. And it's not the ones from Africa or the Caribbean. Well, I'm not going to neither agree nor disagree with that.
Londoners are just stab happy.
Brexit march, hundreds join referendum protest. Breaking news, 19-year-old granny was jailed for illegal weapons stockpile. Police reports say she had over 30 needles and a dozen hooks. Yeah, Batman, I know exactly who you're on about, but I'm not going to mention it. Brexit march, hundreds join referendum protest. Hundreds of thousands are marching through central London calling for another EU referendum as MPs search for way out of Brexit. Organisers of the Put It to the People campaign, well, it was already put to the people in 2016. They voted to leave. Move the fuck on. Just accept it.
But protesting is fun.
Well, protest.
Batman again, about the last story says big hint that they were using flying carpets. Will Smith?
Yeah, let's blame Will Smith for all these killings, yeah.
Yeah.
Although Will Smith is a genie, isn't he? He's not Aladdin.
Yeah, but one genie and the carpet friends.
I think so.
Oh well.
I haven't seen the film for a while. Say more than 1 million people have joined the march before rallying in front of Parliament. It comes after the EU agreed to delay the UK's departure from the EU. PM Theresa May is coming on the press after saying she might not put her Brexit deal by a third vote to the MPs. Well, good. You fucking lost twice. You just accept the fact that you lost your stupid fucking deal. Nobody wants to be a fucking vassal state. Fifth largest economy in the world, and we're going to be a fucking vassal state. Get fucked. What all MPs on Friday saying that she will ditch her plan to put another so-called meaningful vote if not enough MPs support it. Twice wasn't enough for you then, clearly. Many street sources have denied reports in the Times newspaper that discussions are underway about the timeline for the Prime Minister to step down. Unless our deal is passed by MPs, the UK will have to come up with an alternative plan or else face leaving without a deal on the 12th of April. Well, good. That's what we want. They're not going to budge, so are we, so why don't we just move on? It may lead to a recession, but we dealt with them before and we'll be fine. As we're told, the initial count was more than 1 million people have turned up, putting it on par with the largest march of the century, Stop the War March, in 2003. ABC correspondent Richard Winster, who was at the scene when the march began in the park lane, said, "The march is set off 20 minutes ago, but the movement of the march is yet to reach this point, and we are relatively close to the front. People here are waiting to march." Ninja, I didn't see that. And Bonnie says she'll be back.
No, I'm back now. I just
Hold
had
on.
to go and.
Hold on. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
All right, you sound rough.
I had to go get the screwdriver because my son locked me out of my bedroom, so I had to unscrew the door handle so I could get in there. Yep.
He said the organisers of this march believe it's the biggest mass movement in the UK. Jesus. Who was
Sorry.
that?
That was my internet dying on my phone.
Why can't Theresa May go back to fighting Thundercats from her pyramid? Even then, I doubt she was good at that. Yeah, that was Peter. Urbana Fox. London Mayor Sadiq Khan tweeted a video of himself joining demonstrators holding up a put it to the people banner in front of the march as it began. Of course, he fucking did. He was flanked at the front by Liberal Democrats leader Vince Cable, who tweeted, "There was a huge turnout of people here from all walks of life." Meanwhile, a record-breaking online petition on Parliament's website calling for Brexit to be cancelled attracted more than 4.3 million signatures. Somehow I doubt that. Somehow I think there's got to be some fake stuff going on there. There's got to be.
Orchestrated to make everything look bad.
Well, I think some dodgy stuff's going on there anyway to make that petition so popular, I think.
Yeah.
There has to be something going on there.
Make things look bad. I mean, like, do you even have to put any effort anymore into making things look bad? I feel like
No, the UK is pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Some are more fucked than
And they
Canada.
used to be the empire of the world.
Now it can't even keep itself together.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got people in our parliament threatening to leave, and you've got. Yeah. As the number of signatures on the petition continued to climb, its creator, Margaret George Doe, said that she'd received 3 death threats over the phone and a torrent of abuse via her Facebook account. Liberal Democrat MP Layla Moran said the petition could give oxygen to the campaign for another Brexit referendum. Just accept you fucking lost. Accept the fact you lost, that's it. It's not that hard.
How many times do you guys have to vote to leave before you actually leave?
Well, once. It should only have to be once.
Well, isn't that deadline coming up? Or have they extended it?
No, they got an
They extended the deadline.
Yeah, they got Theresa May to give oral sex to somebody in exchange for a deadline to be extended.
Well, it's not like they're worried. I mean, it makes sense that the government is kind of dicking everybody around until the government, specifically May, gets what she wants. Because it's not like it's not like all the citizens who follow the laws are going to grab their guns and go after them.
Hello, TC. Is it me, or does the Theresa May head thing look far better than any That's a pro-Brexit meme. Yeah, it does actually. Nothing with the massive nose. It does actually look better than that's a pro-Brexit meme. Kind of like we didn't think of it first, to be honest.
Mm.
All right, I'll put the link in the chat then, Batman.
Crap! Don't drop that, dude.
I don't care. Apparently, he wants to insult you.
What?
He says, "I need a link so I can berate blind girl."
Oh, okay, Batman. Have fun with that.
A veteran Conservative MP, John Redwood, told the BBC, "We know that 16 million people wanted to stay in the EU, and some of those would like to stay in the EU. And within that, quite a few would like to have another go at another referendum. But it is always a minority." Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I did say berate, not insult. She mentioned Theresa May and oral sex in the same sentence. Yeah, I'm thinking about having something to eat. Thank you very much.
Dude, you're very welcome. In Canada, being blind and Canadian, I don't actually have to look at her, so.
Yeah, well, you're lucky.
Yeah, you're very lucky.
I'll tell you what. If you're worried about the thought of Theresa May and oral sex in the same sentence, just think about that broad with the bush that is bigger than a tumbleweed.
George W.'s wife.
No, that naked Brexit chick,
Think about it.
the one that's running around naked at the protests.
Please.
That person. Yeah. Oh God, no, I don't want to think about that again.
The only reason why they would give everybody an extension is if Theresa May, just opened her mouth a little and just
threatened to give somebody yeah.
Anyway, speakers at the rally included Labour's Deputy Leader Tom Watson, Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon. Imagine my fucking shock.
Oh, the Scottish Nazi Party.
Yeah, they actually supported the Nazis, didn't they? In the 1940s.
Probably.
And they used to be right wing as well. They used to be known as the Tartan Tories. Before they turned fucking social justice lefty bollocks.
Yeah, there's a few people brought this up, but have you noticed all these people that that are pulling all this bullshit? They're all elderly, childless women. Angela Merkel, Theresa May, Nicola Sturgeon.
Anna Soubry.
Yeah.
Diane Abbott.
They've got no purpose, so now
Jeremy
they got
Corbyn.
purpose for you.
Well, you can't call Jeremy Corbyn a man, can you?
No.
Technically, you could call anybody a man, dude.
I suppose your PM's technically a man.
Oh,
So's Diane Abbott.
goddamn fucker.
Former Tory turned independent MP Anna Soubry and former Attorney General Dominic Grieve. Ms. Sturgeon said it was now said now was a moment to maximise the opportunity to avoid a no-deal Brexit. Because you're not even arse about Brexit. You're happy with this result. She got exactly what she wanted in the referendum. What she wanted was Scotland to the majority to vote to leave, to vote to remain in the EU, right? And for England and Wales to vote to leave. She got exactly what she wanted.
Yeah. Well, almost exactly what she wanted. There are still men in Scotland.
And she still hasn't got another referendum.
And I don't think she should get one.
No, she won't get one.
But yeah, what is it? That's one thing that puzzles me. The Scottish independent movement. They want their independence so they can give it away the first available opportunity.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Then there is another couple of generations of people who believe that Scotland was invaded by the EU.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Clear choices. If Mrs. May deal is approved by MPs this week, the EU has agreed to extend the deal until the 22nd of May. If it is not, no alternative plan is before. The UK is set to leave the EU on the 12th of April. Well, I can guarantee your deal won't get put through, so it's going to be crash out on the 12th of April and just hope for the best. That's what it seems like.
I'm beginning to think unless we, the British people, actually do something to force it, we're not getting out of Europe.
Well, what will need to happen is you need to actually get a new party in, which isn't going to happen.
No, not with the way they keep messing around with the boundaries.
What will happen is you're going to end up with Labour getting in, and that'll be even worse. If it can get much worse.
Oh God, not Labour.
I think it'll probably have to. I think it's going to be Labour.
Not Jeremy the Garden Gnome.
Yeah, the man who likes to take pictures of manhole covers.
Yeah, he's also a big fan of terrorists.
Well, he likes the IRA and he likes Hamas, doesn't he?
Yeah, like back in the 70s, the IRA said he'd be a useful idiot if he wasn't so much of an idiot.
I think so was Alex Salmond as well. Actually, he went to dinner with him and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we saw how mentally stable he was, didn't we?
Yeah. No, he's never going to get. He's done with politics now, basically, isn't he?
Yep.
He's not getting back in. A letter to all MPs on Friday, Mr. May offered to talk to them over the coming days as Parliament prepares to take the momentous decision. They said there are now four clear choices. These were approving her deal next week, which relies on the Common Speaker, John Burke, while allowing her to put its MPs to vote again, which has resulted, which he has ruled he will not unless sustainable changes are made to it. Well, yeah, because you've already rejected it twice. Why are you going to try it again just to hope it might come through, even though it's a fucking terrible deal anyway? But even the fucking MPs, as useless and fucking shit as they are, even they see that.
Mm-hmm.
Asking for another sanction before the 12th of April, which would mean the UK would have to take part in elections in the European Parliament.
You know, the whole deal, no deal thing. I've never seen any reason why we should have, like I just said in the chat, I've never seen any reason why we should have to pay those money-grabbing bastards in Brussels anything.
No, we don't. We should pay them fuck all.
They should pay us.
So, something like, I think it's once out of the 40-odd years we've been in the EU, we've only got, we paid more than we've got out. Like, for 40-odd of those, only one of those years, we've actually got more than we got paid in, than we paid in.
Well,
you
not remember, I think it was the final couple of years of David Cameron's tenure as Prime Minister. We were doing, our economy was doing so good that the EU decided to fine us for doing so good.
Yeah, I remember that.
Cameron, we're not paying. You better pay. Okay, here's the money.
You know, he said he cut it in half, but all it was 2 installments of the same of payment. Yeah. That's what it was. He lied and said he got it cut in half when he clearly didn't.
Yeah, well,
and he acted like it was the greatest fucking victory he's ever had.
Yeah, like this is the bastard who said, "Oh, there's no money in the kitty. We're going to have to go on austerity measures." Oh, here you go, Poland. Here's 3.4 billion in foreign aid.
Yeah, we bailed out the Republic of Ireland as well, didn't we?
Yeah, twice.
It's like, where's that money coming from?
Someone's ass.
Yeah,
we can bail out Ireland. We can bail out Poland. No money for our own people, though. Yeah, revoking Article 50, cancelling Brexit, which Miss May said portray the result of the referendum. Well, so would your deal. Leaving with no deal. Well, that's the best option out of those, isn't it?
Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong. The idea of a European Union, it's a good idea, but it's something that can't work because of the rivalries, hatreds, grudges, scores that exist in Europe.
Well, yeah, unified states in Europe haven't been successful, have they?
No.
Look like Yugoslavia, the Soviet Union, they were never successful. With all
Well,
these ethnic groups eventually started fighting with each other.
Well, they only worked because everybody in them hated the Russians.
We got a fish.
Hello, Peter.
You're right there.
They're right there.
Arguably, the only one in Europe that's been remotely successful is the UK, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like uniting ethnic groups of people together.
Yeah, well, let's face it, the peoples of the British Isles weren't really that different from each other anyway.
Well, the English were always different, but yeah.
You'd be surprised at the similarities, right? We have far more similarities than we have differences.
Well, yeah, nowadays, yeah, but ethnically it was because the Welsh, the Irish, and the Scottish were all Celts, and the English were Anglos.
But they all have one thing in common is that nobody can understand any of them.
Apparently, the Anglos and Saxons and Jutes who entered to England, they didn't kick out all of the Celtic peoples, you know. They basically absorbed them. So, yeah, I mean, we've got far more shared history between us than we have with Europe as well.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. Same island.
Yep.
The march comes, the pro-Brexit march to leave, which started in Sunderland a week ago, continues to move towards London. The former UKIP leader Nigel Farage rejoined the march to leave in Linby near Nottingham on Saturday morning, telling around 200 Brexit supporters that Mrs May had reduced the nation to a state of humiliation.
Yep.
Can't disagree.
Yeah, she's made us a joke.
Yeah, she has. She wants us to become fucking Moldova. I can understand Moldova being in the situation they're in, the poorest country in Europe. We're the fifth largest economy in the world.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she went into it thinking she was like Margaret Thatcher and proved she's got about as much backbone as a jellyfish.
No, Thatcher at least had a backbone. This is coming from a Scottish guy.
Yep.
I'm not supposed to like Thatcher.
I don't like Thatcher, but at least you know where you stood with Thatcher. She actually did what she said she was going to do.
Yeah, well, she had a backbone.
Mm-hmm. I think she had a pair of testicles as well, to be perfectly honest.
She must have had them in a desk drawer somewhere.
Yeah, she had them in her purse. They used to belong to Dennis.
Mm.
Yeah, speaking from an open top boss, Mr. Farage saw those gathering for the People's Vote in March. Well, People's Vote march in London were not the majority before leading the march through the village.
Yeah, no, they're not.
No, they're definitely not.
From what I've been hearing, apparently it's looking extremely unlikely that Sad Dick Kant is going to get re-elected.
Oh, good.
Even the Muslims don't like him.
Fucking disavow.
No, I'm saying that because, I mean, Sadiq Khan, he's a Muslim. He's the mayor of London. And generally, people prefer to vote for somebody from their own background.
Yeah.
And he's really down in popularity even amongst the Muslim community still.
Right, we're all on the smoke. Look at another article. Harm Skill, they've been trying to do that since day one.
Have you?
Like the main campaign got way more funded than the fucking Leave campaign did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, didn't they sent a letter to, was it letter or leaflet to every single house in the UK that cost more than the whole Leave campaign had?
I literally use mine for toilet paper.
Well, Peter seemed to believe it.
Yeah, temporarily.
Once about the day after the referendum, when you're like, oh shit, what have I done?
Well, no, I think it was events after the referendum. general.
Also, where's Brit actually?
I mean, when I was younger, I wasn't really one way or the other about well, as it was in the common market and then the EEC. But as time progressed, you just noticed how it's infringed more and more on British life and British culture. They are literally trying to erase the culture of the countries of Europe.
Well, they want to united Europe, don't they?
Yep.
All hail Blue Whale. Peter, where's Brit?
She's just next room, man.
No, she has a link, I don't know.
Eh?
I did say it like.
Yeah, she was trying to have a nap, and I completely forgot about this. So when she said she was going to go for a nap, I came back in here and saw you'd sent me the link. And I thought, oh, shit, yeah.
Bad Samaritans, shocking moment. Fog kicks elderly women in the face as bystanders film instead of trying to help. Fucking cunts. Brutal attack took place in Nearhead Avenue.
Hold on. What?
This is a cell phone generation, isn't it?
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
right, Scotty, our generations.
Well, I'm 22, so.
Yeah, well, my generation and I think Peter's generation. That guy there, he would be going to the police station with a broken leg, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Well, yeah, if I was there, he would have done, yeah.
Yeah. I bet it's in London.
It's in New York.
Is it?
Yeah. Hello, fishing guy.
Yeah. So if you actually try to do something, he'd say that you're being racist.
Good job. Need help with that?
Brutal attack took place in Nearhead Avenue station in New York in the middle of the night earlier this month. An elderly woman was repeatedly kicked in the face and body during a savage New York subway attack, caught on video by a crowd who didn't want to come to her aid. Really? You're trying to tell me a whole crowd of people couldn't stop this guy?
Yeah. A 78-year-old woman. If I hadn't done anything there, I wouldn't be able to show my face for the shame.
I mean, really?
What is going on in their minds?
The clip was widely shared on Twitter. It shows the man assaulting the 78-year-old as she's sitting alone around 3 a.m. on the 10th of March, police said. The woman desperately tries to defend herself as he continues to attack her. All while passengers can be heard shouting in the background without intervening. I hate people. I really fucking hate people.
I hate some people.
I hate most people.
The problem is it's more than just a cell phone generation. Especially in this time, this day and age with Trump as president. If somebody of any different ethnicity other than the guy who was doing the attacking tried to stop it, the guy trying to stop it would just be labeled a racist and it'd be spun into him attacking the boy.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, of all fucking skin colour he is, he's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, well, most right-minded people wouldn't care. It's just those who are wrong-minded tend to shout louder.
Yeah. Apparently, this is the wrong-minded ones that filled that subway car.
Unfortunately, it's all the wrong-minded people that have the loudest voices in today's age.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As they're called nowadays, the cry bullies.
Indeed.
Any answer the question in the chat?
Darkside, I think she's off taking care of her son at the moment.
And plus, I think she had kids before she went blind, didn't she? So, because she only went blind 2 years ago.
Yeah, she had her son. Her son that's there at her apartment now. She still had sight when he was born.
Yeah. Days.
I think she had kids when her daughter was born as well. She had sight
Yeah,
when her
she
daughter
wouldn't.
was.
Yeah, she went blind after having the kids, I think.
Yeah. As the train stopped at the station, the man yelled something at his victim before turning around the camera, looking at the camera and shouting, "Star World, that my nigger," referencing the popular social media page that's filled with violent videos. Then he calmly walks off the train, and no one fucking stopped him. No one called authorities right away, police said, and the person behind the camera continued recording the woman as she held her hand to her face in pain. The cops weren't notified until the train arrived at the next station when a bystander approached the police officer. Why the fuck did you not fucking call when you were on there? At least fucking stop the guy. I mean, really, what the fuck?
Yep.
It's terrible. A Metropolitan Transportation Authority worker told the New York Post on Friday at the station where the attack happened. I can't believe something like that could happen.
I can believe something like that could happen, but what I can't believe is people didn't stop it.
Hello, Britt. You have the link, you know. I think it probably is political correctness. It probably stops it.
That'll be one thing, yeah.
The victim was treated at the station by paramedics for bleeding and swelling, but refused additional medical attention. Investigators are hoping to speak to the victim and searching for her attacker. NYPD Chief of Detectives Dermot Shee said pleaded with the public in a tweet to come forward with any information about the attack. So yeah, fucking scumbag. Yeah. Anyway, trying to get to a funny story to lighten the mood. People discuss it after a woman poos in busy city street. Second time.
You gotta go. Oh, you gotta go.
Yep.
Oh, indeed.
For the second time in a week, a woman has been seen pooing al fresco in Swansea. Of course, it was fucking Wales, wasn't it?
You know why she's doing that? It's because she hasn't got a dog.
Yeah, just like Rosie pretending she has a dog.
Yep.
Rosie,
Not surprising it was Wales, though.
So they have not caught her?
On her car.
Shoppers were shocked yesterday morning when a woman crouching down and defecating on a busy city centre street. I think matters were one unwary pedestrian thought it to be either a child or someone who had been glued to their mobile phone had stepped in the unpleasant mess and tracked it further along the street.
All right, well that's no, obviously that's fair enough. That's unpleasant enough anyway. But people don't make this much of a fuss about a dog shitting in the street.
Well, they do about the owners. They don't clean it up.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying the dog owners don't end up on the news.
One shopper who did not want to be made told Wales Online he was disgusted after coming across the woman at around 10 a.m. on Tuesday, March the 19th. In March, he said, despite him having told a council warning about it, the violent insurer was still there for some 90 minutes later. Welcome to Wales, full of shit.
This is what happened with care in the community, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people don't get the fucking care they need anymore, so they end up shitting in the street. The man who was out with his daughter shopping said he parked in Oxford Street and turned on the street to go down to the bus station when we saw a woman defecating on the street corner, on the corner in front of a pub there. My daughter saw it too and was so agitated she spoke to a council warden in the indoor market. The man who lives in Swansea added it was about an hour and a half later we passed the same place and it was still there. Someone had probably stepped in it, just a child. Someone probably stepped in it, probably a child. I'm disgusted. Okay, see you later, Urbana, folks.
See you, Urbana.
It seems to be something of a... Hello?
Hi.
There seems to be something of a trend in Swansea. Imagine my shock. Just last week, a woman was photographed doing a business on the city seafront. The issue has been blamed on a closure of public toilets. Can you not even hold it in now? You don't like go to a fucking cinema or something just to...
She was like a stone throw away from a pub. How many times have you been caught short? And you got up to the nearest pub. Excuse me, can I use your toilet?
Yeah, usually let you use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly.
Well, if you look desperate enough, especially if you're a woman, a shop will let you use the staff toilet.
Yeah, she was in the city centre, so it's not like it could have been like a pub or a fucking shopping centre or something she could have gone to.
Even a bloody cafe.
Instead, she shat in the corner.
She shat in the corner.
Yeah, and if it's a city centre shopping, like a shopping centre, they're supposed to have toilets there.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yo, Urbana, how you doing, girl?
Yeah, she's
She
leaving.
just had to nip
Oh,
out.
she gone. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Hello, Brit.
Hello. How you doing, Batman?
Still listening.
I'm still alive.
Go on doing an accent, you won't be very much longer. I'm joking, don't hurt me. I know where you keep all your stuff.
What
There's always your utility belt. Utility belt. No.
It's always
The person-
I'm starting to call it a futility belt.
Sweetheart, Brit, have you had a knock on the head since you left the room?
Shut up, piss off.
She probably dropped in the hair and head as a baby.
Probably had. Now can we stop picking on me and stop fucking getting on the news? God.
No, there's always enough time to slag you off.
Fuck
you. Bastards.
I haven't been taking the mickey out here.
I'm a bastard.
No, but he is.
And I'm a bastard. I would say I'm a bastard as well.
Yes, yes, and he hasn't got the birth certificate to prove it.
Oh, my parents weren't married when I was born, so I'm a bastard. The person who took the picture said, whilst walking on the beach this morning, at approximately 9 a.m., we see a woman with no inhibitions walk down the streets and shit on the beach.
Oh, Jesus.
On finishing, she rejoined her friend and Kazi
hole.
continued to walk along the promenade.
Right, the one that got me.
Dogs.
The one that got me is the woman who found the shit on her car.
Yeah, that's weird. That's even worse.
I mean, that means they
watch her claim it was a racist attack.
Nah. Although it's Swansea, like, it's by the sea, she might as well just say it was a fucking huge pigeon.
You could have at least taken a dump into the sea. That wouldn't have been so bad.
Mm.
Ew.
Use
a toilet like everyone else. Jesus. Don't just dump it in the middle of fucking...
Or buy a cork.
It's Wales, though. You can't expect people to be civilised in Wales.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wales is the Mexico of the United Kingdom.
Indeed.
Yeah. And England's the Pakistan of the UK. Anyway,
No, I think you find that's Birmingham. This is Pakistan of the UK.
no, Birmingham's in England.
Mm. What about the the Mexistan of England?
The what?
The Mexistan of England.
Mexistan.
Yeah.
I don't know. London.
Choco Weedborn, please.
Okay.
Cabbage
Yeah, we're live.
cream eggs. How do you eat yours? I don't know, man. Wow.
No, we deep fry them. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I just had to get my son some lunch.
That's not a lie, by the way.
Welcome back. Yeah, I know.
Cops warning over Easter eggs laced with high-strength cannabis being sold by Scottish drug dealers on social media.
Well, you know what you call Scottish food that isn't deep fried, don't you?
Can I give you my bank card?
Raw.
Yep.
Oh no, I thought you were going to say it's like the food in the film Hook,
Be right back.
where they all imagine it.
The edibles are being advertised for as much as £120 on Instagram and contain powerful levels of THC.
Nice. I think. I'm not supposed to say that, am I?
No.
And in a couple of weeks, we'll hear the stories of little old folks' homes, people eating these eggs.
I didn't see the idea of it, though.
Oh God! Can you imagine listen the water supply of a retirement home with speed?
I do see the idea of it, though, because once you get, because if you get munchies and smokery, you've got a chocolate egg to eat. You don't have to move anywhere.
I'm sorry, I hadn't thought of the idea of an old people's home on speed. It's just
That would be exciting. That would be a very rosy coffee morning, that, wouldn't it? The limit with this and chocolate edibles are being punted on Instagram and said to cost £120 and contain powerful levels of THC, the main psychoactive. It's the main psychoactive ingredient of cannabis. Right.
as if chocolate wasn't addictive enough.
Mail on Sunday investigated rippling the large egg from a green foil on a package with the Wonka label after ripping off the popular brand. One Instagram page of over 400 followers offers the eggs as well as a range of Wonka treats, chocolate bars, and vaping cartridges. Glasgow-based dealer told the Mail undercover report the eggs have had more than 130, oh fucking hell, 1,350 milligrams of THC.
Wow, that's quite a lot.
Eat this treat and you'll be in a world where you're off your head all the time.
The big question is, if they're unwrapping the eggs to put the THC in it, how are they doing it without ripping that little foil?
Oh no.
Well, I think it's inside
That's
the egg.
dedication.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I was
inside
gonna
the
say.
chocolate egg itself.
That foil's quite fragile for a start, isn't it?
He offered to sell a bundle deal of 1 egg and 2 chocolate bars for 200 with the chances to win a free bar if the golden ticket was found.
That's
fantastic.
Is this real or is it off that film, Charlie and the Cannabis Factory?
There's a film called Charlie and the Cannabis Factory.
Nope.
Yes.
But I
Yes,
wish
there
it was.
is. Absolutely, that exists.
I do quite like the idea of it, though, but...
Yeah.
Loompa, loompa, doompa dee doo. We've got the biggest high for you.
Lumpa, lumpity dee. Do you have the munchies like me?
Wow. You know, my son is listening to this right now going, man, Mom, I can't wait until I can get high.
Just don't buy him any Easter eggs from Scotland. Then there's an advice for you.
Hey, if you want to get high, give him a pair of step ladders.
There. I mean, yes, you see the truck. I know you do. Good job, buddy.
Detective Sergeant John Bailey told the Mail, Police Scotland is aware of the illegal drugs being sold online on using social media platforms. Cannabis edibles are legal in the same way as any other controlled drugs. And drug dealing in this method will be investigated and enforced, but the same way as any other methods of selling drugs illegally. Selling controlled drugs is legal, and packaging them to attract younger and more vulnerable members of our communities is immoral and abhorrent. David Little, Chief Executive of Scottish Drugs Forum, said if cannabis is mixed with food, so-called edibles, then the person who buys the product has no idea how much cannabis it contains. Well, that's their own risk, isn't it? I mean, if they're an adult and they take that, that's their own risk at the end of the day. I can understand they're selling it to kids, but if they're selling it to adults, I don't have a problem with this.
Yeah, God, can you imagine if they did the same thing with Pringles?
Once you pop, the fun don't stop.
Yeah. Mom, why is Billy screaming at that empty tube of Pringles?
People could end up using more than intended. For some, this is more likely if cannabis is more foods like chocolate. Scottish Conservative Health Minister Annie Wells, well, you're not conservative. I can guarantee you're not conservative. Scottish and conservative is not generally something that goes together these days.
Yeah. The last Conservative in Scotland died a few years ago.
We have like 12 MPs, but they're we have 12 MPs in the UK Parliament that are Conservative, but they're
not allowed back into Scotland, are they?
Well, they're not Conservative.
Right.
Did that last Conservative Scottish MP die in a freak highwayman accident when he was stopped?
Like I said, we have 12 MPs.
Your money or your life.
We have like 13 MPs that are Conservative now. Because for some bizarre reason, Scotland's the only place where Conservatives are actually growing in numbers. Now, people who vote the Conservative Party are growing in numbers here.
I'm not surprised with the insanity that's coming out of the Scottish Nazi Party. I mean, the SNP.
Well, it's not really surprising. They blame the Conservatives for everything, so naturally people are going to go towards the people they blame, aren't they?
Yep.
Try and get them out, so it's their own fault that's happened.
Yes. Oh, we're sorry we passed that law as the Conservatives beat us up in the toilets.
Oh, shit, that's a pipe.
We told last year how drug dealers are selling chocolate treats like Mars and Smarties pack of high-strength cannabis to kids via Instagram. The so-called marijuana edibles, are the latest way to package drugs, according to detectives, and apparently being sold to school pupils.
And people still say that think that the 70s was a drug-crazed decade.
Oh.
Still going on there?
Oh, it's a lot worse now.
Well, dark side of the bear, you can't find them because you don't live in Scotland, that's why. If you lived in Scotland, you'd find them.
I was going to say it's because we live in the States and that shit's expensive down here.
Everything's expensive there. Go on, overtake that sucker.
Hmm?
I said overtake that sucker.
Oh, you're a sad bear now, are you? I didn't get your weed today. Oh, well.
Just imagine them doing it as breakfast cereal. Have you had your Weetabix?
Wait a face.
Groom cancels dream Las Vegas stag do after best man runs up with £8,000.
Wasn't the best man then, was he?
No, he definitely wasn't. Swindon husband-to-be was looking forward to an extravagant Vegas stag with 9 pals, but then the disaster struck. Groom Ben Wincup should be living up in Las Vegas, enjoying the stag do. And his pals spent a year planning the trip of a lifetime. Instead, he's drowning his sorrows in a pub in hometown Swindon, claiming the best man that they trusted to organise things almost £8 cold the night before they were due to fly, confessing to spending it all without booking anything. And 28 said, "I could not believe what I was hearing. I never even got angry, really, just shock and disbelief."
Oh God! If it'd been up here, this wouldn't have been the story about about him running off with the money. It would have be about his battered, bruised body being found.
Yeah, he'd be dead by now.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I've just read the next two sentences, and in my mind, I've combined the two.
I can't believe someone would do something like that.
We've
We've gone from thinking we'd be at a pool party in Vegas to having a beer in Swindon.
But in my head, those two sentences combined to "you can't believe anybody in Swindon."
I got you can't believe you can't believe somebody would have a beer in Swindon.
Actually, no. In honesty, the people of Swindon are quite nice.
No, I'm just going to imagine he was pissed off. He would be pissed off. He'd be fucking raging if someone did that. I mean,
Oh yeah. Hey, the people in Swindon might be nice, but judging from what I'll say, that picture, the crap at decorating pubs. I'm sorry, but it has to be said.
Benny ties it up with fiancée Emma and Roy Whitten Bassett on the 24th of April, planned the Sin City John with 3 pals from Swindon, St George Rugby League Club, Dad Craig, 2 brothers-in-law, and another family friend. They all handed the cash over to the best man. Well, clearly he wasn't the best man.
Nope.
Man at rugby coach at Gloucester University, who works as a service engineer, said, as soon as we had the set the date, I told him I wanted to go to Vegas for the stag party. I always dreamed of playing tables in those iconic casinos, and what better time just before I get married. We had decided on the flights and the hotels on the strip where we would stay. He just said he'd take care of all of it. Well, that's kind of your own fault, really. You should have done it yourself. Dark side of the verses. I bet the best man is having a good time in Vegas without them. Yeah, probably.
Yep.
I said, maybe he flew to Vegas and then spent it all. Lost it all in the casinos. I've seen that happen before, actually.
Yeah, I bet he's not coming back to Swindon.
Yeah, but they like the Las Vegas flood, the dams and stuff like that. There's people actually living there. I bet he lives in one of them now. Spent all the money in the casinos and now he's skint.
Yeah.
Can't get back home.
Or he spent all the money in the casinos and he won big, so he's not coming home.
Yeah.
That really would be a kick in the teeth, wouldn't it?
We decided on flights in the hotel and rounded more than £700 each. Trusted him to deliver the Dean ship. In the weeks running up to the stag, we were getting more and more excited, and there was no signs of anything was going wrong. Well, did you even ask him? Really, you should have planned this better.
Yep.
Telling of his shock, he got a confession call. Ben said, I was stunned. I couldn't believe what he had done. It wasn't just my money. There were others who were going to miss out on a trip of a lifetime. To make matters worse, one of the stag members is already in Las Vegas after travelling to Nevada from his home in New Zealand. Oh, no luck, mate.
Stupid is as stupid does.
Police are proving, and Ben and his group tried to keep the Las Vegas team alive, but flights were too dear. Ben, whose stag plans have been included hitting at the foreign party venue, said, "It looks like a weekend in Newcastle rather than Vegas."
I hope they're on about Newcastle on the line.
You sound like you live near you sound like you live near Newcastle.
Oh, yeah, upon time, yeah.
Yeah, at one time, but where do you live now?
I said upon time. That's the sign of somebody who wasn't listening fully.
No, I was just being really sarky little bitch.
Ah, fair enough then. How's Jasper Carrot doing these days?
He's dead, isn't he?
That's Newcastle or Sunderland then.
Pardon?
Newcastle or Sunderland.
About half an hour from Newcastle, an hour from Sunderland.
So fence sitter basically.
Yeah. The town I live in, you hear about towns that are in the middle of nowhere. I'm actually living in the middle of somewhere.
It's just not even the residents of that somewhere know where it is.
It's like right in the middle. It's perfectly situated if you want to go to Newcastle, Sunderland, Durham, wherever.
So it's in the middle of all the named places in the northeast of England then.
Yeah, all three of them. And quite a few that aren't named.
Oh, Gateshead.
Gateshead, yep. Why? Gateshead's just before Newcastle, so.
To be fair, Scotsman's just looking at a map of the area now.
No, I know places that are in the area.
He's got the A to Z of the northeast now.
Land of the
Sorry, I'll
awful.
put Tucker back on.
Not the northeast, essential actually. It's essential of the UK. It's not the northeast. I think you'll find I'm in the northeast of the UK.
We're back on this, are we, Scotsman?
You're in the northeast of Scotland.
Yeah.
So where are you at, like Aberdeen or somewhere?
Just outside Aberdeen.
Ah, that's where Mr. Scott's supposed to come from.
I don't have any idea what any of that means.
That's all right. We come from the United Kingdom. We don't really talk. We just make like intelligent sounding noises.
Oh, fair enough.
I just grunt. I'm Scottish, so I just grunt.
And cough.
Okay, woman, really.
Yeah, and Brits from Birmingham stuff just make strange sounds.
Yeah, she just like makes noise.
Oh, so kind of like millennials. Okay.
Hey!
Even though you're a millennial, blind girl.
Prove it.
Millennials.
Well, you were born in 1986. That makes you a millennial.
Yeah.
See?
You suck.
Yeah, I think it starts from 1985 onwards.
Oh, thank God for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it runs to like 2000. Which means if I was like 4 years younger, I'd be a Gen Z. It's painful.
Yeah, you're born 2005. You're not a millennial.
I thought it was 2000.
I think it's 2005. There's a generation of it's a 10-year thing, isn't it?
Usually like 15 years, isn't it? So I think it's 2000 anyway. There's no one thing about it. I'm just trying to make the best of the situation and see what humor it can.
I'm
in it
just
if I
a bad
can.
millennial.
Oh, so you're a very, very late Gen X now, are you?
Yes. There
I
we go.
was born in the last year of the baby boomers, so I was born as a baby boomer, but raised as the following
So
generation.
early 60s, basically.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Not really. I was too. Yeah, I lived through the 60s, but was too young to be aware of it.
Sorry.
Thankfully, Emma's head party, weekend of drinks and games in Somerset Mansion without any hitches. Emma 28 said Ben and his friends were so looking forward to the trip.
Oh God, I know what's happened here. It's Emma, isn't it? She was so worried about her fiance cheating on her in Vegas that she managed to convince the best man to scupper the party. That's what it is.
That could happen, actually, yeah.
I've actually heard things like that happening for real.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I heard that one fiance walked into a strip club to see what her fiance was up to.
Kind of makes me wonder how many bachelor parties were ended because they all went to Vegas and didn't realize that prostitution is actually illegal in Vegas itself.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah, it's legal in Nevada, but then Vegas specifically outlawed it.
And again, there's Las
The
Vegas
law
and there's
was-
Paradise, isn't there? There's two different places.
Yeah, it's
What's
like
that?
Because technically all the casinos and everything are all in Paradise, they're not in Las Vegas.
Mm.
It's so they didn't have to pay taxes to the city of Las Vegas.
Yeah. It's
Because
Oh,
actually,
no, that
the
town-
city of Las Vegas itself is actually quite rough. It's full of drugs and stuff like that.
yeah, there's drugs, there's according to them it's not there now, but at least at one point it had very strong mafia ties.
still has, I bet.
Brexit to blame for rising hate speech in Scotland. Because
No.
of course,
No, Nicholas Sturgeon is to blame.
Well, no.
the
to be fair,
2014 referendum never did that, did it? No.
if
no,
anything, at the very least, she is responsible for the rise of the use of the word cunt.
The author of a well-known report on sectarianism in Scotland has blamed Brexit for the rise in hate speech. Well, sectarianism in Scotland has always been a problem. Always will be a problem. It's close.
Oh, the majority of Muslim women in Scotland are bollocks.
Yeah, I'll read that next. Professor Duncan Morrow said the current political climate had created a more tolerant for extreme languages had not seen since during the 2014 Scottish independence referendum. Well, if anything, that'd be the thing that would cause it then. Not Brexit.
Well, yeah, the Scottish referendum showed something to me. It showed me that the average Scotsman is poorly educated compared to the average Englishman, because we generally know our history. Scotland thinks that the average Scot thinks that Scotland is part of the United Kingdom because we invaded them and took them over. We didn't. They asked to join.
Yeah, the Parliament did. Yeah, the people had no say in the matter, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, at the time that you joined the United Kingdom, the King of England was Scottish.
Well, yeah, because it was Scotland that unionised the crowns. Because when Queen Elizabeth died, the only heir to the throne was having to just be the King of Scotland, so he became King of England.
Yep.
And yeah.
It's like the clearances. The average Scot thinks that was the English again. It wasn't. It was a Scottish lads.
Well, it was lowland people in Scotland, wasn't it?
Yep. Yep. Because all the lads, they had money, so they moved down to to where high society was.
The academic who based the Ulster University, now the Scottish Government Advisory Group, published the report on sectarianism in 2015. Well, if it was in 2015, then how are they blaming Brexit for it now? Doesn't make sense to me.
No, he wrote a book in 2015 about sectarianism.
Revisiting his findings 2 years later, he said that sectarianism remained a deep-rooted, serious problem across the whole of Scottish society that was being perpetuated by the culture of denial. Speaking to the Scotsman, he said, the tolerance of hate speech has been made worse by the political climate we're living in. Brexit, in that very sense, is much of the essential issue. No, it's not. When we did our original work, I believe it was during the independence referendum, and there wasn't much of the same expression. Well, you clearly didn't do enough research there.
Well, if you don't even know what Brexit is, how does it cause hate speech?
Because they're blaming, because they're saying, like, oh, people voted to leave because the immigrants and stuff like that, even though that's fucking bullshit.
It is bullshit, considering that the funniest thing I found about Brexit, again, is when there was a vote for it, and everybody voted for Brexit, and then the next day the top trending search item on Google was, what is Brexit? I find that to be the most hilarious. So how does it cause hate speech when nobody freaking knows what it is anyway?
I know people of Pakistani extraction who voted for Brexit. So, yeah, racist, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. There's no doubt that there are groups taking the opportunity to create harder lines as climate has certainly heightened the atmosphere. Yesterday, SNP Westminster leader Ian Blatford was harassed by Brexit supporters who shouted at him as he walked down the central London. Mr. Black and fellow MP Stephen Geffins were leaving a meeting in the Cabinet Minister David Lidington in Whitehall when a dozen people shouted following when a group of around a dozen people shouting, traitor to England and leave means leave. Well, someone doesn't understand geography and another person wants to leave. Separately, the Scottish Conservative MP Paul Masterson revealed he is having panic button fitted to his home and advice of parliamentary security team. I don't know why I signed up for retreated. Bob Monroe says sectarianism is being passed on to amid heightened tension surrounding Britain's EU withdrawal. Because it's even sectarianism, though, it's not. Like, where's the evidence that they're attacking people for their religion? They're not. Because in Scotland, really, the problem was between Catholics and Protestants. I don't see any evidence of this in here.
Who won?
And the Protestants. I say that because I am one, but that doesn't.
I was raised Protestant too.
I thought you were a registered Catholic.
Yeah. Well, I was registered French Catholic because nobody wanted to admit my native history because nobody wanted us in residential schools. But my mom divorced my dad, and my dad remarried to some chick. They were Protestant, so we had to go to the Wesleyan church all the time.
Oh yeah, it was a wee bit.
It was really boring, but yeah, we were called French Catholic so that the Canadian government didn't know that we were Native American, but we went to a Protestant church. It basically just my life is one big lie.
Well, that's an amusing thing when you consider that most of the tribes in North America were basically conned out of the land. I think they should be more likely called naive Americans.
Yep, yep, I agree.
Well, yeah, sectarianism isn't limited to religion.
Better not be.
It's anywhere where you've got more than one group, and people are like, yeah, really polarized.
Rose of Opinion said, "Why hide your native heritage from the Canadian government?"
Wait, did you say why hide our names from the Canadian government?
No, hide your native heritage from the Canadian government.
Well, I mean, like I said, it was a dodge to avoid residential schools.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there was a lot of really crappy things that went on in those schools and on the reserves, and not so much in Ontario, but out in Saskatchewan and Alberta, there's still cops that will kill you.
Nice. And yet over here, we keep hearing that the Canadians treat the native population better than the Americans.
Yep.
Yeah, Australia, they get treated very fucking well. Like, see if they want a car in Australia, they get the car. And if that car runs out of petrol and they say, "Oh, we want another car," they'll get another car. Thinking, fucking hell, man, can I be like a native in Australia, please? Get an easy life.
Well, some native tribes have an easy life in Canada. Some of them just don't. And I mean, it's partial from the Canadian government's fault, and it's partially our own fault. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's partially our fault. It's partially the government's fault. Because a lot of native tribes don't want to move up in the world and evolve, and so they'll sit there on their fucking land and invest nothing in their people, but then sit there and say, "The Canadian government ain't giving us money. Look, we have no clean running water here." And I'm like, you get enough money that you should be able to do something about that. Stop drinking it all. I mean, there are certain tribes that do get the shit end of the stick, but the amount of complaints versus the legit complaints, they're not equal. Oh, hey, buddy, what's up? Yeah, you're nodding. What do you want? You want to see Trucker? There you go. Look. Sorry, guys, that's my autistic son just demanding to see Trucker drive.
No worries.
Good job, buddy.
Brett said she'll be back in a minute. She's just having something to eat.
Hi. Here, you want to sit on me and watch the truck? Okay.
I'm therapeutic.
He's the autism whisperer. Yeah. Interesting fact that most people may or may not know already. I showed Trucker's stream to the teachers at the Intense Behavioral Intervention Center for Autistic Kids, and they now play that in their sensory room to calm kids down. Yeah. So he is the autism whisperer.
And there you go, Trucker. There's your audience for you.
Yeah, I'm telling you. We ought to call them and say, "Where's my cut? Come on."
So you should rename it like Autism Century or something like that, like, just to get more views in.
What do you want?
Try.
Yeah, there you go. That Pumpkin Trucker Dash Cam for Autistic Kids.
Worth a try.
Freaking turbo.
Actually, you know what? That might actually explain that boom in membership I had last week. My membership ended up jumping up by like 10 people. Yeah.
I'm talking away here, and then I realised that my mic is muted.
Oh, we've all done that.
Yeah. It's a sign of old age.
Even though it tells you your mic's muted.
Oh, no, it's because the button on the volume control on the computer, on the actual mic. I was saying that's something about, it's not so much autism, but ADHD and other things like that. When I was a kid, they were heard about. So any kids that might have had them, they actually had to learn how to deal with it themselves. And they were basically forced to learn how to behave properly. Now, kid misbehaves. Oh, he's got ADHD, they're hyperactive, and they're just allowed to run riot. Whereas, from what I've seen about autism, which actually was recognised when I was a kid, it is getting better treatment.
It is.
Yeah. Some people just like put them up full of drugs so they're easier to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't solve the problem.
No, it doesn't.
Just gets them addicted on drugs.
But yeah, I'm not
I've-
saying that it was better when I was a kid. It's just it was different when I was a kid.
I've had my son out in public, and I can't attest to my personal sobriety being out in public, but we'll just say it is a question. It is of a questionable nature. But my son, we'll take my son out to public to some park to play or some indoor playground to play at, and the response we usually get is, well, once they get past the whole, your son's 4 or 5 years old, he shouldn't be playing in this playground. And we kindly explain to them to go fuck themselves because my son's not even 2 years old. But they sit and do the whole: is he autistic? Is he autistic or is he ADHD? He's a 2-year-old boy. The world is brand new to him. Everything is new. It's exciting, and he's got a lot of energy because he's a little boy. Let him play. Don't drug him. Let him play.
So he's just very tall big for his age, is he?
Yeah, my son is almost 4 feet tall.
And he's 2.
He's not even 2. He turns 2 in May.
Oh, big lad.
Now, mind you, height-wise, I am 6'3". I weigh a little under 350 pounds. And of my generation in my family, I am the runt. I am the little one. The tallest one is 1 inch shy of a foot taller than me. So my son is going to be big.
Yeah, I shudder to think of the clothing bills you're going to go through.
Yeah, he must grow pretty fast.
Yeah, he's wearing clothes right now that would be just a hair small on Jack.
So he's the size of a 5-year-old then.
Yeah, he's the size of a 4 or 5-year-old. I'll be standing in my house. He'll come up and hug me, and his head is sitting there on my waist.
He's going to be a big lad when he's older then.
Mm-hmm. He's big.
Yeah, Rose said they had to learn how to function and channel their energy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And my wife and I have already talked about it, and it's the whole thing where if they try to say, oh, he's autistic or he's ADHD, where he's just a small boy, well, he gets to go play outside for an hour before he goes to school in the morning.
Yeah, well, he's 2 years old. He's just running around. He's still learning things,
Oh, yeah. But that's the thing. That's why I think there's no such thing as a child who is too hyper, because the world is still new. Everything's still new and fresh. Everything's an adventure. Let them play.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we got majorly sidetracked there. I find that people don't want this to become a social issue again, and changes to make sure that is dealt with before it does. Figures have shown that hate crime offences reported by police in England and Wales rose by 17% in the 12 months to March. Well, there's no surprise in that. Because when social media posts can be considered as fucking hate speech and hate crimes, it's not a surprise at all. Like, hate crimes at this point literally supersede British law, so it's no surprise there's so many. Like, it's no wonder.
When you start putting hate crimes on the law books, that's the slippery slope. Because who decides what is hate?
Yeah, you just need to look at somebody and it's considered hate these days.
Yeah.
So it's no fucking wonder there's so many.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
I don't like the way you looked at me. Hate crime. Hate crime.
I'm sorry, but I'm blind.
Yeah.
That actually happened to me once. I'd been to this house party in Durham. It's on the Sunday morning. Get to Durham bus station. Yeah, feeling rough as anything. It's hardly anybody there. Just this bloke. and I wait for the bus to go home, and this bloke won't stop staring at me. I try to ignore it. Eventually, it just gets so much. I turn on and says, look, why are you staring at me? Yeah, it's really uncomfortable. Will you please stop? Then I notice the white cane that he's holding in his hands and keeps holding up. By this time, there's a crowd. And
What?
thankfully,
That must be
also,
the poo-poo.
by this time, my bus turns up. So I meekly apologise to the guy and crawl onto the bus. God, I felt like a right tit.
The Home Office has noticed spikes in terrorist attacks following the events such as the EU referendum and the terrorist attacks in 2015. It's not. It's the fact that you have all these fucking ridiculous hate speech and hate crime laws and all this kind of other bullshit. That's why there's so many. It's nothing to do with Brexit or terrorist attacks.
Just remember, carry a red baseball cap around with you that says "Make America Great Again," and you can attack anybody, throw the hat on their body. Look, they were wearing that hat. All hate laws are null and void.
Mm-hmm. This is MAGA country.
And figures last month, so Police Scotland recorded 6,300, over 6,000 hate incidents in 2017-18, a rise of 2.4% on the previous year. More than 2/3 of hate incidents were race-related. Well, again, you just look at someone the wrong way and it's a fucking hate crime.
Yep. It's like the misogyny laws in North Yorkshire and Nottingham.
I'm surprised Scotland didn't do that first.
Yeah. That basically means you walk past a woman in the street, and you say hello in passing. You could get fined.
That's ridiculous.
Because that's catcalling.
Yeah, he's harassing me.
I know in Scotland there was a man who got arrested for looking at a woman through a window and they got put to jail for it.
Yeah.
They're oppressing single women.
It didn't say it was a woman, but you can tell it was a woman by the way the article was.
Or meet men, it's oppressing single women. They need to stop it.
You can't even look at women anymore. It's oppressive. It's rape culture now.
Yep.
Good thing I can't see them.
Yeah, they can get women looking at you. You know.
It's all these things, political correctness, hate speech laws, misogyny laws, they're tearing apart the very fabric of our society.
Well, they're stopping public discourse, which is a very dangerous thing.
I mean, when did we stop having the ability to just look at a guy with unwanted whatever and just be like, dick, and keep going? Like, where did we lose the ability to just call a guy an asshole? And
well, you can. You're a woman.
You know, but we don't need hate speech laws or misogyny laws or, you know, to notice a patriarchy. We just need to equip ourselves with that ability to go, dick, and keep walking. That's about it. That's all we really need as women is just say you're an asshole and keep
you
going.
could just whack them with your cane, you'd get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, all the time.
the patriarchy.
See, that's what you do, blind girl. If somebody gets annoyed, you just crack them across the knees with that cane.
Shins, dude. Shins also work.
Yeah, have you ever whacked yourself with it before? Accidentally, just.
Yeah.
Not in the way that you'd think. So it's extended in front of me, right? If it gets caught on a crack, the back end of it like guts me all the time, and I'm like, oh, fucking concrete, son of a Canadian fucking sidewalks, god damn it. Yeah.
So you wind yourself at the end of it.
All the time.
Right.
So the question is, if you wing somebody else with it, how fast do you have to swing it before it starts to whistle?
You ever had a guide dog?
No, I don't feel like feeding it or walking it or looking after it. I
Plus,
don't have
it's
to
a cat. I'd
feed
be scared of it.
I've often wondered what would happen if, some guy's walking along with his guide dog and you let a rabbit out in front of the dog.
Oh, it's trained to ignore the fuck out of that shit.
Yeah, but what happens if that guide dog's walking around, all of a sudden, squirrel?
Again, they're trained to ignore all distractions.
At some point, instinct's going to take over.
Actually, no, it's trained out of them.
Yeah, she is right.
What essentially happens is when they have the vest on, the dog is in working mode, so they ignore all distractions. When you take that vest off, if it's too slow, though, good luck.
Yeah, it's just a normal dog again.
Yeah, it
Yep.
runs over in the corner, pulls out a packet of Marlboros and just chills out.
Cracks open a beer.
So in other words, my cat's foot, which is why I have a stick.
Talking about blind people, I remember this is going back to the 80s. This blind guy, he actually divorced his wife of 6 months. You know why? He worked in an office, and whenever he came home, because she was a bored housewife, she'd been moving the furniture around.
Oh, that's just mean.
That's just
Fucking
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah. I mean, he apparently he'd come into hang his coat, hang his hat up, walk into the front room and trip over an armchair.
I can't imagine their marriage lasted very long, did it?
About 6 months, like I said.
Not surprised. Anyway. All this hate stuff is fucking bullshit.
Yep.
Give us our free speech back.
Yeah, because generally, most people don't hate groups, they hate individuals.
Exactly.
And people have just lost their ability to call them an asshole and keep walking. They've got to make everything a law now.
And if you allow people who hate those groups to speak freely, they can be shamed. People know who they are.
Hey,
Yeah.
Meaning that if they try and run for government, they won't get elected in.
Yeah, the old adage of give somebody enough rope.
Exactly.
Sucker. Why'd you turn the cam off?
Right.
This all is why I advocate for the return of the elder gods. Take us, we're ready.
Where's your cam, trucker?
They're too frightened to come back.
Where's your damn cam?
Oh. There you go.
Thank you.
Place is running, the fun place is running society, yeah, agreed. Time travel from 2033 claims humans live underwater due to overpopulation.
Oh, God, not another time traveler idiot.
Yep.
If you're a time traveler, you notice these people who are time travelers, they're like low income. They don't have much money. If you're a time traveler, why didn't you come back with the lottery results, you idiot?
Maybe they claim the future's poor or something, I don't know. Self-proclaimed time traveler claimed humans live underwater cities because of the overpopulation. Noah, who claims to be from the year 2030, has shared the futuristic events during his most recent video. Noah claims that overpopulation has become such an issue that drastic measures will be taken.
That's why we have wars.
This is why we have asylums.
This is why we have reality TV. I'm a celebrity. Stop shooting at me.
In an interview with YouTube channel Apex TV, he said, along with people visiting and living in space, we have cities at the bottom of the oceans. Because, well, if they visit from space, couldn't you just live in space as well? You can just live on the moon or something. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
What's up, really are?
If you come with people from space, then
Technology to fix climate change, then we wouldn't have to worry about it.
Year 3000. Not much has changed, but we live underwater.
Go.
Which means it's really awkward to walk your dog.
Well, you know what? Hey, Peter, you know what? If we're living underwater in the future, you know what everybody's favorite pet's going to be, right? A baby shark, do 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 do, baby
You
shark.
can't hear you. He's having a cigarette.
Kill him
No,
with
you can
fire.
have a pet blue whale, man. You finally be able to have one. You finally be able to fit in somewhere.
So much for your baby shark free zone there, Scotty. You just let Trucker get away with it.
No, blue whale, man. This is still a baby shark free zone.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, this is the blue whale friendly zone. We only have blue whales here.
Batman shark, do Batman shark.
Yeah, Mysterious Unknown Box, yes, all hail blue whale. We hail the blue whale around here, we don't like sharks.
What, not even the soup?
No. Interview with Apex TV along with Wisdom in Space, we have cities above. This is because overpopulation is such an issue in the future. We have forced to come up with some pretty unique ways of life. I've actually visited one of these underwater cities. Let me tell you, they're absolutely amazing. You ride in a submarine and it brings you to a gigantic underwater city, complete with everything cities on the surface have.
Yeah, the only problem is, yeah, it's really great until you wake up one day and look out your window and see it's raining. Then you're terrified.
Well, it'll be raining every day.
Somebody puts a shark head in your bed.
I'll tell you one thing, floods wouldn't be a problem.
My big thing is if there's going to be all these underwater cities, are you really going to be sitting there waiting for the taxi, which is a freaking submarine? Nobody be smart enough to, I don't know, build a tunnel going down to it?
Because how would you get about it? Would you just have to fucking walk about in a
frogman suit?
It's just, or
Honey, I'm going to work. Splash.
He's gonna go out in the garden.
Or have in 11 years humans just evolved to become like mermaids or something, or just.
Oh, like Futurama.
We have gills. Yeah, the caffeine sped things up. There we go.
The lost city of Atlanta.
What did you do that for? What? Show me your bum.
I think one of the things we should be doing now to prepare for future civilizations, doing archaeology on us, is just building really confusing shit, which is going to weird them out. Yeah, like in the middle of the North Sea, we should build really, really complex cities, and they'll think, "Wow, the ocean, the sea level must be much lower back in the 21st century."
That's what they should do, actually.
Or just that one big random statue, like in the middle of Hawaii or something, labeled Lord Thor.
Yeah.
As of 2017, the world's population was at 7.5 billion, with the scientists predicting the Earth has a maximum capacity of between 9 and 10 billion. For the first time, no one has hit headlines after sharing futuristic claims. Weeks ago, he claimed that Canada merged with the US and Mexico in 2028 to create a super country.
Yeah, Arms Killer, they didn't blur his face. That's what he actually looks like.
Yeah, the future has changed a lot of things. You live underwater for so long, things change.
Yeah. Yeah, your fingers are always wrinkly.
Live like a fish, you become a fish.
Wait a second. When did this guy say he came from again?
2033.
2023?
2033.
Yeah, not that far from long from now.
Yeah. So the big question is, so a government's going to build a city, a government that takes several years to pave the damn road to begin with, and they're going to be building a damn city under the water. Good work with that.
Yeah, it's just yeah. No, I was also claimed he had discovered unknown dinosaurs in the past. He provided further insight into what the currency will be like in the future. Okay, then. This is why we have asylums.
Oh, we don't use money in the future. Why is that? Because we're all dirt poor.
Yeah. It's still like you take a couple different episodes of Star Trek. At one point, Picard says, "We don't use money in this time," but then later on he says, "Oh, I used all my transporter credits to do this and that and the other thing, so there is money."
Right, transporter
Jackass.
credits. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, transporter credits. Replicated credits. Yeah, I know what you mean. But in Kirk's time, there was money.
Yeah.
It's stated more than once. But I think actual current, because the next generation is a post-scarcity world, isn't it? Yeah, they want anything. All they need, they've got these replicators which make life too fucking easy.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind one of those.
Yeah, a civilization that has it as easy as the Federation, next generation, will fall when it encounters its first obstacle because people aren't used to hardship.
Enter the Borg.
Yeah, Swedish bastards.
Too used to being able to kick it. Too used to being able to kick everybody asses. All of a sudden, the Borg shows up, and well.
Yep. Start beating everybody at tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And singing. Oh no, that's the Bjork. Sorry. We had the Bjork.
Anyway, Britain's oldest goalkeeper is still going at 79. Britain's oldest goalkeeper said he would continue to play the beautiful game for as long as his body lets him.
Well, it explains why we never win the World Cup.
Scotland doesn't even qualify. I feel.
That's the only thing I hate about Scotland. Yeah. England gets knocked out of the World Cup and Scotland's still in it, which is a very rare event. But the England fans get behind Scotland. Scotland gets knocked out of the World Cup, and what the Scots do? They support anybody who's playing against England. Bastards.
Oh. Yeah, but when is Scotland ever in the World Cup? Never. That's a very rare occurrence.
Yep.
I mean, we lost to Kazakhstan the other day. 3-0.
Oh, come on. You once lost to the Abyssinia under fives.
Probably. Colin Lee started playing football when he was 6 years old, and he has notched up over hundreds of games throughout his 73-year career. Pensioner is secretary for 8 teams in his hometown of Northampton, including the veterans team, which he also plays in most Saturdays. He was awarded the Barclays Community Sports Award for his community football work.
Nice. It's an achievement, though, you've got to admit.
Fair play to the guy. Still going in. Okay, who farted on Steam?
It was a steamy fart, was it?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, Blinder, I think you need to change some.
Yeah,
Gas X.
You've been set on me, and I just.
What? Are you a mother or a whoopee cushion?
I don't know.
I don't think that was a fart. I think.
He does that to me. He runs up and he sits on me, and then he lets him go, and then he runs back into the bedroom. And I was trying.
Yeah. That's right, Blaine girl. Yeah. That's right, Blaine girl. Blaine Jack.
So he's practicing for when he's old enough to do Dutch ovens.
Yeah, that sounds like a shot to me.
Buddy, you okay? You need me to check your pants? What? What do you want? All right. What do you want? I want one.
Next time he does it, she wants to start screaming, "Oh my God, my eyes, it's burning."
As I'm kind of annoyed, the first person to fart on this stream wasn't me.
I would never fart on stream. It was totally my kid.
Yeah.
We believe you, blind girl. Thousands wouldn't.
Extra day.
Jack, do I need to check you?
Exited out. Yeah.
Remember, my uncle had this dog. Good, brilliant dog. Part Jack Russell, part we never found out. But yeah, you'd be sitting there, and the way you something works occasionally, you fart, and the dog just gets up, gives you this dirty look, and leaves the room. But the worst thing is, the dog will be lying there, right? Right? And you can tell the dog's about to fart because it sidle over you, just sit down, then fart, then look at you in a disgusted manner and leave the room. Yes.
Jack has this personality that he'll sit there and he'll give you all the cuddles and all the loves in the world, and then he'll just poop on you and wipe his face on your shirt and run away. And I'm like, you are your father's son now. You nasty, nasty thing. You are now all your dad's.
I hope his surname is not Hammer.
Anyway,
you've heard that one before, haven't you?
Actually, old Flapjack got his name because of an internet joke.
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah, you gave him the nickname.
Yeah.
Well, he flaps his arms to skim, so Flapjacks.
Yeah, because it stemmed from you were telling us a story about the day y'all caught him drinking maple syrup. So he was Flapjacks covered in syrup.
Yep. Sorry, your stream went to shootiness, Scotty.
We're all going to hell.
Yes, I reserve my seat.
This happens every stream anyway.
Yeah, especially when you got me here, dude.
Oh, we're talking about farts. I was in line. This is going back quite a few years.
Well, I wasn't the first person to fart on my own stream, so there we go. Yeah.
I remember I was waiting in line to get me lottery. Old guy standing beside us, and you know how you feel one brewing, and you know it's going to be loud, and you know it's going to stink. I tried to hold it in for as long as I could. I thought, there's no for it, so just let rip. It was loud. It did stink. So yeah, about a second after it came out, I just looked at this old guy I was standing beside and moved out of his way. And so did everybody else.
Oh, fucking hell.
You evil bastard.
I wasn't going to get blamed for that.
Let's blame it on the old guy.
Yeah.
I just gotta say it was the kid, and it usually was. What do you want? Uh-oh. All right, I'm coming. Don't pee on the shower curtain.
Somebody clip that.
Hold on. Yeah. Webcam's in.
Well,
You need some help? You need some help?
Well, Scotsman, she's giving you a little gift there. Uncle and Uncle's got Don't Rape the Cat. I've got Peace Out and Peace Off. You've now got Don't Pee on the Shower Curtain.
I'm gonna... Yeah, clip that, please.
Yay, good job, buddy.
It would have been funny if it was Don't Pee on your dad's toupee.
Way to party. Good job, buddy. Good job. I didn't have time to mute. He's very quick with the tagging.
It's okay.
You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it later.
It's okay. We didn't hear a thing.
Yeah.
Well, he pulls it down and he starts spraying it everywhere like a freaking helicopter or a hose. He's like, I'm gonna tag everything. What? I'm sorry. Here's Trucker's stream, please. By all means, look, it's a truck.
Yeah, I think he stopped.
He sounds like a hot dog.
Anyway, it's time to chill.
Whee.
Britt.
Pardon?
Chill. Fucking typical woman just doesn't listen to anything.
No, my sister texted me. What did you say? Sorry.
You know, women, you're supposed to multitask.
Ask what?
Chill.
Oh, sorry. Yes. If you'd like to come over and join the Brit, watch me do Twitch or YouTube. I'm Brit Gamer Girl. Also, if you'd like to join my co-host, Peter Almond, also Almond Adam on Twitch. I'd be grateful to see you guys and stuff.
Thank you, Mysterious Unknown Box, for selling the stream house. Peter.
Well, as Britt just mentioned, I stream on Twitch, usually at weekend. I've also got a YouTube channel. I believe they're both links are in the description. Go have a look. See if there's anything you like.
Tucker.
You need to get a sense of humor.
Pumpkin Trucker, daily, almost daily dash cams. They go on all day. If my truck's moving, chances are it's turned on. Also co-host the blind trucking stream with Blind Girls, 8 p.m. right for now, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Since the rest of the world switches over to daylight savings, it'll be 7 p.m.
Midnight GMT.
Yes.
Midnight GMT.
I just invade other people's streams.
Anyway, any questions?
No, but I have a statement.
What?
There's our stream in the channel.
Yay.
What the hell was that?
Someone watching Monsters Inc.
What
I
is
think it was Batman.
Not with me.
You watching Monsters Inc?
We just Batman.
No.
What the hell?
I'm using my soundpad board thing.
I would use mine, but I'm stuck listening to Turbo and Trucker at the same time. My son just runs out here and he's like, I want Turbo. Wait, no, I want Trucker. We didn't know I want Turbo. Wait, no, I want Trucker. Wait, I want both.
You must be drained by the end of the day.
Just play one of Trucker's streams at high speed.
Anyway, any questions in the chat? Give it like 2 minutes for questions or something.
Come on, chat. Give us your stuff.
Hey, chat.
Yeah, no questions at all in the stream. That's the thing.
Yeah, don't make him end that stream like he was going to do.
I was going to say, don't encourage them to be quiet.
Yeah, well, they're watching this, so they must like something about it. Well, because there's nothing else on, admittedly, but still, they're still watching this. Well.
Dude.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, let me.
Thank you.
Hey, Blind Girl, are you using earphone? Or are you using headphones or speakers?
Speakers.
Hey, Jack.
Who's the biggest cunt in the? Who's the biggest cunt in the hangout? That would be me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, Jack. Hey, Jack. There you go.
Jack, he honked the horn for you. You got a flap.
You don't honk the horn for you.
Hello, Jill.
Doesn't matter how tough of a truck driver you are. Doesn't matter how old you grizzled or how old or grizzled you are. Some kid pumps his arms, you blow your horn.
That sounded so wrong.
Hi, buddy.
Yes.
Oh, you want
Yeah,
to
I
give me
know.
a cup of milk? Say hi to Trucker. Say hi. Good job, buddy. You can't see him waving, but he's waving.
Okay.
Want more milk? Come here. Come here. Want milk? Say Thank you. Good boy.
Okay, we're going to end the stream. Thanks for watching. Don't